Welcome to Verde Garden, a place where beauty grows from simplicity. Have you ever looked at dry branches scattered in your yard and wondered if they could become something extraordinary? Today, you will discover how those overlooked pieces of nature can transform a small garden into a rustic haven. Each idea carries a sense of warmth, charm, and inspiration designed especially for women who appreciate timeless beauty. Stay with me until the end, because idea number 7 holds a brilliant touch of magic you won't want to miss. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe and help this channel grow toward our first 1,000 subscribers. To those who have already joined, I truly thank you for being part of this journey. Now, let us begin our gentle walk through rustic garden inspiration. One, a rustic dry branch trellis for small vines. Imagine creating a natural trellis from dry branches, carefully tied together to support climbing plants. The rustic texture adds both structure and story to your garden. In a small space, this trellis becomes a vertical accent that draws the eye upward. Picture ivy or delicate morning glories weaving around the branches. It feels timeless, as though it has always belonged there. The beauty lies in simplicity and in allowing nature to frame itself. 2. A charming rustic fence border. Dry branches can be lined up to create a short fence along a garden bed. This is not only functional but also deeply nostalgic, reminiscent of old European cottage gardens. The uneven heights of the branches bring character rather than perfection. It frames your flowers while adding texture to the scene. In small gardens, such a border creates definition without overwhelming space. It whispers of simplicity and handmade charm. Three. A rustic lantern holder from dry branches. Picture a cluster of dry branches arranged to hold a hanging lantern. As evening falls, the glow of the lantern transforms your garden into a peaceful retreat. The contrast between wood and light creates a soft, romantic atmosphere. It is a perfect idea for women who love timeless evening gatherings. In small spaces, this single accent can create incredible warmth. It feels like stepping back into cherished memories of countryside evenings. 4. A dry branch wall art installation. On a blank fence or wall, dry branches can be arranged into rustic patterns. You might create a star, a heart, or even abstract lines. The result is a personal statement of creativity. In a small garden, this wall art adds depth without taking floor space. The branches themselves carry the story of seasons past. Their presence speaks of resilience and beauty in nature's cycles. '5. A mini rustic arbor for small gardens. By curving dry branches and tying them securely, you can create a small arbor. This becomes a magical gateway into your garden. Even in a limited yard, the arbor adds height and romance. Imagine roses or clematis weaving through the rustic frame. Each visitor steps through and feels they are entering a hidden retreat. This idea transforms an ordinary entrance into a storybook setting. 6. Rustic planter frames made of dry branches. Dry branches can be tied into simple square or rectangular frames. Place pots inside them, and suddenly ordinary planters look extraordinary. The rough wood texture adds a contrast to the greenery within. In small spaces, these frames keep everything contained yet stylish. They remind us that beauty comes from thoughtful details. Such frames feel both rustic and elegant at once. Seven. A brilliant rustic bird perch. This is one of the most enchanting ideas for any small garden. By fastening a few branches together, you can create a charming perch for visiting birds. The sound of birdsong adds life and spirit to your outdoor retreat. It costs nothing but offers endless joy. In rustic culture, birds symbolize harmony with nature. This idea brings a living connection to your garden's heart. 8. A rustic branch frame for mirrors. In small gardens, mirrors create the illusion of space. Surrounding one with dry branches turns it into a rustic masterpiece. The reflection of greenery appears framed by nature itself. This trick has long been used in European gardens. It doubles the beauty of small corners and brightens shaded areas. The rustic frame makes the mirror both artful and grounded. Nine. Rustic candle holders with dry branches. Small bundles of branches tied together can hold candles safely in glass jars. When lit, the flickering light dances among the wood. The effect is both cozy and timeless. For small gardens, this becomes an intimate feature for evenings. It is simple, inexpensive, and endlessly charming. These rustic touches make ordinary nights feel like treasured celebrations. 10. A garden sculpture of twisted branches. Gather dry branches with unusual shapes and twist them together into a sculpture. It might resemble a tree, an arch, or an abstract form. In a small garden, this sculpture becomes a central focal point. It shows how rustic materials can become elegant art. Every curve and knot in the wood tells a story. This final idea celebrates creativity at its purest. And there you have it, 10 brilliant ways to use dry branches filled with rustic charm for small space garden decor inspiration. Each idea is simple yet powerful, turning overlooked materials into timeless beauty. I hope these ideas spark joy and creativity in your own garden, no matter how small. If you enjoyed this journey, please support this channel by subscribing, so together we can reach our first 1,000 subscribers. To all who have already joined, I deeply appreciate your kindness and encouragement. Remember, even the simplest branches can bring elegance to your home. Until next time, may your garden always be filled with rustic charm and inspiration.